Let's move on. Our top priority, we talk about the Boston Red Sox making a move here. Andrew Benintendi was once thought to be a key member of the core of this team, part of the Killer Bees. He's now on the move, part of a three-team trade as Benintendi goes to the Kansas City Royals. Chaim Bloom, running the Red Sox, he explained the move this way.
Andrew, everything he did here, and to win a world championship here and leave a champion, there's a lot to be proud of and a lot for us to be thankful for. This type of move, a lot of this is about considering opportunities, wherever they may come from, to better address what we need to address long-term and to add depth and talent to the organization. In this deal, we felt we were able to do that in multiple ways, obviously getting, quite a few minor league players and also bringing in Franchy Cordero, who can step into the big league level and, certainly has battled some injuries, but whose upside, whose talent is as good as anybody on the field whenever he's on it. And so we felt we were able to address a number of needs, and puts us on good enough footing going forward that it was worth, swallowing hard and taking that painful step of trading a player who's really important to us and who's very talented.
A painful step indeed, because Benintendi, Kev, this guy was the runner-up for Rookie of the Year to Aaron Judge back in 2017. 2018, he drove in 87 runs. 2019, slips a little bit, 100 OPS plus. And this past season, he didn't play very much at all. He was hurt. He only hit a .3. He's owed $6.6 million this coming season. But before we get into the money and what Boston's doing, what do you think of Benintendi, the player?
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, when he first came into the league, I loved everything about this player. He's a ball player. He's a doubles machine. He steals bases. He was 20-plus home runs. I truly called out a few years back that he'd win a batting title. I thought he had that type of ability because I played with Billy Miller. And Billy Miller in 2003 came over as a non-tender guy. I know Andrew was a big first-round pick. But you have the ability to use that green monster as a left-handed hitter. And if you do, like the Wade Boggs did, and Billy Miller won a batting title in 2003, I thought Andrew Benintendi reminded me of a Billy Miller type approach. The problem was, I don't know if he started trying to launch more. I don't know if he started trying to kind of hit with more power. But, as a player, you are who you are. And you got to have an identity. And his identity is a gap to gap. The home runs go out accidentally, but he's a 40 doubles guy. He's probably a 20 home run max guy. He stays in the teens, and then he should hit higher because this kid can play. Now, it's just a matter of the last few years haven't gone the right direction, but that doesn't mean we give up on a guy. I will tell you this, here comes that chip on the shoulder, and the Royals got a nice player.
Yeah, listen, he was once the #1 prospect in all of baseball, so I'm curious to see if he can kind of regain that flow. And defensively, we've certainly seen the wonderful moves that he can make there as well. In terms of Boston itself, it feels like a bit of a salary dump, Kev. As I said, $6.6 million is getting paid. The Red Sox are going to cover $2.5 million of that. He's obviously going to command a greater salary for that. But with due respect to Franchy Cordero, this guy's played 95 games the last 4 years. He does have some pop. He's hit 12 home runs, but this is Boston, man. This is the Red Sox. You played for them. They're dealing Benintendi because they can't afford him with the salary structure.
Yeah, it's interesting because you sit there and you see smaller market teams like the Rays kind of get to the postseason. They're on that big stage. A lot of the big market teams are barbecuing just like you and I were. So then you look back and then you're like, this is the Red Sox. What happened? 2018, they won the World Series. And then 2 years, they haven't made the postseason. Their pitching hasn't been very good at all. Their bullpen hasn't been very good at all. Obviously, Chris Sale will be back at some point and stabilize that front of that rotation. But they have had a tough time getting outs late in the game. And, it just happens quick. We know Jackie Bradley Jr., we know Mookie Betts and Andrew Benintendi. It's gone now. But this is the big leagues. You have to produce at this level. And so, you know what? Sometimes change is okay. And it was like, and I used this example, I think yesterday or the day before, but Jorge Soler. He wasn't doing anything in Chicago. He was a young kid. The Royals, get him, and then he goes and leads the big leagues in home runs a couple years ago. And so these kind of situations can happen. Now with Franchy Cordero, maybe he steps up and realizes I got to be on the field and these injuries got to stop because I have power. And like Chaim Bloom said, yeah, he can be the best player on the field if healthy. But I hate always saying if healthy. Just be healthy. Get out there and play, man up, and figure it out.
Yeah, I'm with you. Anytime everyone offers the caveat, if healthy, but listen, durability, that's part of the game. We have to depend on you. That has to be a key element. You look at the Red Sox overall and you say, okay, listen, Eduardo Rodriguez, hopefully he comes back. Nathan Eovaldi, Chris Sale at some point. They did sign Garrett Richards. But let's be honest, Kev, they're going to rely on their offense. They're going to rely on Alex Cora is a great manager. He'll come back. He'll get more production from Rafael Devers and J.D. Martinez and Xander Bogaerts and all those guys, right? For Boston to contend, they're going to have to slug.
Yeah, you know what? Their lineup, like you said, the lineup is solid, okay? It's Fenway Park, summertime, balls flying out, balls going off the monster. They play good enough defense. It'll be interesting now with their outfield defense. But I will tell you this. These are those kind of years you roll into camp where no one's giving you any credit. The Blue Jays are a big talk in this division. Yankees are always the Yankees. Rays just got back from the World Series. There is no pressure or anything going on. Alice Core is back now, who's a baseball guy. Heimblum is very smart. These kind of decisions are tough as a front office guy. Obviously, you wish you could sit there with $400 million every offseason and they could have signed everybody this offseason. That's not the way the business side works. And it doesn't mean that the Red Sox can't afford it. But go out and overachieve. Go out and do better than you're supposed to, and now they add in June or July. You never know.